Mr. Andre, I'm going to ask you 10 to 11 questions. Okay, number one. What do you remember about the days you enlisted?
Um, so it was November 1995. It was in Baltimore, and we had just gotten woken up. They put us in a hotel, and I was 17 years old because I graduated high school early. So my mom had to sign me up to join the army. Actually, she had to allow me. Um, I remember going going to the see the doctor. They had to do all these checks and all of the stuff like that. I think the funniest part was when the doctor, he told me to first you had to do this duck walk where you get on the ground and make sure that your feet are flat. But he told me to bend over and cough. So, like I said, I'm only 17, so I bent over and he said, bend over and spread your cheeks. So I bent over and I said, and he almost fell out of his chair laughing. Apparently, I was supposed to bend over and the other way and show him that there was nothing wrong with my butt cheeks or something. So that was kind of weird for me. But everybody, there's people that's from all over the United States, you know. So there's a lot of different personalities. There were a lot of fights that first night. People just fighting because people weren't used to staying in one place together, or just different personalities or different accents. So it's the first taste of people coming together to be on one team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second question. Is there someone you served with you that you remember fondly? Can you tell me about him or her?
Well, it's funny because I served with my wife.
Yeah.
Well, before she was my wife, we served together. But yeah, it's so many now. It's before, you just had a few people you can keep in contact with, but social media expands your ability to talk to many people at once or one day.
Okay. How did you stay in touch with your family and friends when you were in the military?
So I was an Army brat. So I was already used to traveling all over the world with my mom because she was in the Army. The way we used to keep in touch was, of course, we call long distance home to the States or whatever, because most of the time we're overseas. But now, I just pick up a phone, I'll shoot somebody a text message. Every morning I wake up, there's already reels and memes in my inbox of, videos. So, you laugh at those and you say, hey, how you doing? This, that. But nothing beats, hopping on the phone and giving a call and actually having a conversation. So.
Did any of your military friends play pranks on you? Can you describe a funny one?
I think one of the funniest one that it wasn't funny at the time. I was in a meeting. It was a classified meeting per se. So we're talking about top secret stuff. And I had my headphones on and I'm typing. And some of my soldiers went to get me some lunch because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to make it because I'm in this meeting. And we were in Iraq. I hate mayonnaise. That's like on site. It used to make me gag. I'm in my food bag. I'm in the meeting, and there's in a to-go box. And then I open it up, and it's nothing but mayonnaise. Like not in the packets, just straight squirted out mayonnaise, full of mayonnaise. And I'm like, open up the thing, and I'm on the call, and I'm like, and they're like dying laughing, and then people are like, hey, Sergeant Gonzalez, you all right over there? And I'm like, and I pulled out, I had to yank out the microphone so that couldn't. And then after that, I shut it, I closed the top or whatever, and I just burst out laughing, and then yeah, they're crying laughing because everybody knows how much I hated mayonnaise. But that was one that sticks out that people like to bring up all the time, or sometimes they'll still text me like a meme or a gif of like mayonnaise like being squeezed out of a bottle. It's like, but yeah, that's like one of them.
Yeah. When did you leave your military? When did you leave the military? What was the process like?
So getting out of the military, it's kind of easy, but it goes quick. And So you have a lot of stuff you're supposed to be doing, you know, because you got to transition from going to work every day wearing the same clothes, because you know you wear a uniform to work, so you know you don't have to pick anything out. Then you're like, oh man, I'm about to go be a civilian, a regular person. So now I have to like, you know, wear clothes every day and select my outfit. You know, getting out of the army was kind of scary for me, but I was also excited because I was like, I've been doing this for 23 years, so let me see what real world life is about.
Okay. What phase or word will never be the same? Will never be the same now that you've served?
What phase?
Mm-hmm.
Like a phrase or like a word?
Phase.
Oh, phase.
Phrase.
Oh, what phrase? What phrase will never be the same? Like, always talk about this. We always say, so there was this time we are supposed to be moving. We are supposed to be sneaking up on the enemy. Luckily, it was a pretend enemy. And we were saying, we're gonna move tactically and quietly. So you know, you're like we're moving through the woods. We have our weapons, and we're supposed to be creeping and you know walking quietly, and we're like in a formation. And we're on the lead guy, who's the lead. He's in command. He's like talking, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna move." He's like, we're doing all this stuff for like 10 minutes, right? And we can see we're like, oh, we're getting close to them, right? Then all of a sudden, he's just like, let's go, move out! And then we're like, and then they shoot a flare. The enemy shoots a flare in the air, and it highlights, because it's nighttime, it highlights everybody. And we have like night vision goggles ripping off our stuff because the bright lights hurting our eyes. And then we're shooting blanks, and we have on these like kind of like laser tag. And then all you just hear us dying. All our stuff is like beep 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 beep, and we're just like looking at the dude, and we're like beep beep beep. We're just like looking, and then we're like, because you know you get hit, you're supposed to fall down like you're dead. So we're just looking at him as we're getting hit, and we're just falling down, and then so let's go move out is a phrase that's always just stuck in my head, and that happened in 1999. So I think there's people we still talk about that day, but yeah, there's plenty of phrases, but that one always sticks out and makes me laugh.
Yeah. So, did you ever get caught breaking any rules? Did you ever get away with something you weren't supposed to do?
Oh man, I think I was pretty much a good soldier in trouble. I never got in any real trouble. The army was pretty easy, and I think just because I already had a strict mom. And then she was in the army, and she was also from the islands. So it was like strict background, military background was strict. So she combined both of those, and it was like super strict. So everything else was easy to me. Drill sergeants yelling in my face. I was like, my mom does that all the time. She's not a fan. So yeah, I didn't really get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. So, what were your first few months out of service like?
It was easy. I didn't have to wake up early in the morning. And then my wife was like, what are you doing? And I was like, chilling out? Because she had came home from work. You know, she's still in the army. And she's like, So I took a job, and then October 8th, I was working. So I was retired for only 38 days. So those 38 days, it was pretty relaxing and fun. I got to do what I wanted to do. And then October 8th, I had to turn back into adult and go back to work.
Okay.
Sad face.
Do you have any advice for others transitioning out of military?
It's kind of like a shock to their system, and they either flourish or some of them, fail.
Okay, final question. To your children, what do you want them to know about the military, about your military service?
I don't know, because like a lot of my stuff was really, so I was military intelligence, so a lot of stuff I had was like, classified. But like, I guess just the regular stuff, what I wanted them to know was like how many friends and people I met all around the world. I think that I just tell my kids, be open-minded. Don't judge people by, skin color, religion, where they're from. Because, of course, even in America, everybody has a lot of people have different accents. If you're from the, the South, the West Coast, East Coast, North, and then plus wherever your family's from, like my family's from the islands, so they have Caribbean accents, or a lot of people think they have Jamaican accents. I mean, your parents have accents,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that just America is we're the freest country. We're the free country of the world. You know, but we have a lot of I guess prejudices and things that we look at somebody just because they're different than us. We judge them, which is natural, you know, for somebody to judge. But I just think that what I teach my kids is just you know somebody first, get to know somebody first, and have them. Everybody's on an equal ground. Just because they look different, sound different, or live different than you, they're not different. So I think that's what it's all about.
Thank you.